Speaker Kevin McCarthy is directing House committees to open an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. He said allegations the president profited off his son's business dealings are, quote, credible. The speaker has faced pressure to open this inquiry from conservative lawmakers.
This logical next step will give our committees the full power to gather all the facts and answers for the American public. That's exactly what we want to know, the answers. I believe the president would want to answer these questions and allegations as well.
CBS News congressional correspondent Nikole Killion, who has been reporting on this, closely following this story, is joining us now. Nikole, how much support is there among House GOP lawmakers for a Biden impeachment inquiry? It seems like it's somewhat divided there.
Well, there is some support, but for those who do want to move forward with this, there are others who don't, or who don't feel that there is enough evidence, particularly Senate Republicans. Many of them kind of made that point in their reaction to the speaker's announcement. But in terms of House Republicans, a number of them, certainly many members of the conservative, for instance, House Freedom Caucus, have expressed an interest in moving forward with some type of impeachment inquiry. Really, the lawmakers who have been out in front on this include Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who even suggested that government funding should be tied to opening a potential inquiry against the president. And then, of course, you have Matt Gaetz, who just delivered a speech on the House floor a short time ago, who doesn't think that this goes far enough, who thinks opening this inquiry is really just a baby step, that the House needs to move even faster. So that being said, there is some discord among House Republicans. But as of now, as you heard from the speaker, the intent is to move forward by having these committees open an impeachment inquiry into the president.
As you mentioned, lawmakers like Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Gaetz, who at some point threatened to make a call to perhaps even oust the speaker, is he safe now? Is Kevin McCarthy, now that he's made this announcement, safe to secure his role as a speaker? Is this all they wanted?
Well, I think the speaker would argue that he doesn't feel that his job is in jeopardy in any way. Certainly, even though one member has the capability to call for a motion to vacate to potentially force him out, which is something that Matt Gaetz was threatening to do, I don't think it's anything that is intimidating the speaker right now. But that being said, he continues to have this very delicate juggling act that he has to do with his members, from the more moderate members of his conference who may not want to go this far, who have suggested there's not enough evidence there, to those who are more conservative, who feel that this needs to go farther. So it's really about the speaker trying to toe the line between the demands of his conference. But again, how this all plays out remains to be seen.
That's right. Well, Nikole, lawmakers are also facing a deadline to fund the government. On America Decides tonight, I understand you're going to be talking to Texas Republican Congressman Chip Roy. What does he want to see included in these spending bills?
Yeah, well, he is a member of the House Freedom Caucus. He spoke with reporters, including me, just yesterday, where he did say that he doesn't believe an impeachment inquiry should be tied to government funding. He does differ with some of his colleagues on that point, but he is kind of part of this group of House Republicans that really wants to hold the Biden administration's feet to the fire, and also wants to hold the speaker's feet to the fire as well, in terms of really trying to enforce fiscal responsibility from the standpoint of funding for the government coming in at lower levels than what it is currently projected to do. Now, you remember there was that debt limit deal that was reached this past spring, and so many Republicans like Roy would like to see funding levels for the government going forward to be lower than that, back to fiscal year 22. And so that's why Republicans like Chip Roy don't necessarily embrace even doing a short-term or a short gap spending bill to try to bridge the gap until Congress is able to move forward on all of its appropriations bills. So it really is a conundrum, particularly for many House Republicans who really want to make sure that spending is cut, that they don't want to freeze spending, they don't want it to continue at current levels. And so that really is the argument that Chip Roy and others are making. Of course, we'll hear more from him later today on America Decides.
Seems like it was just yesterday. Here we are again. Nikole Killion, thank you.
You bet.
You can watch Nikole on America Decides tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern right here on CBS News.